Chapter 1, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Zuko Had Jet Ray, a hybrid, as a girlfriend? Her, basically. So, you know the drill. The. Sorry about that. My dogs were barking, so yeah. So now the basically when I'm thrown in Zoomy and of course Zuko in you know the drill, the Zuko, I turned him into the same hybrids as like as their as his girlfriends are. Like I turned him into a Tetraman. I turned him into the frog people, like person, and now I'm doing Jet Ray Girl. So he has abilities to have flight and like all that stuff. So, but his speed is 20 times faster than hers. So, like, basically, he can breathe in space, on Earth, anywhere. Like, underwater, even. So, yeah. And he moves, like, time stopping movement. So, yeah. So, Zuko was basically, after he was born, and his mother had or before her, of course, Zuko, or no, Encode was working at a asylum that allowed, like, experiments things. So they were experimenting on one of these species. Of course, or it was not the same one as her, because there's like island full of them, and they were so isolated away from everybody. So, yeah. So basically, sorry. So they were gonna get extinct if they didn't go into hiding. So then Inko created or actually, because she was trying to make super soldiers, but they came out all wrong. Like, one doesn't know how to fly, like you don't have wings or tails or horns. And some have like multiple limbs, like a Tetraman has. Even some look like hers. But she's like, I'm missing something. Of course, this Astashi was her husband, husband. And so when and she tried to do everything, nothing worked. So she's like, I give up. As the dumbest employee that helped or was like her helper thing, accidentally like flicted the serum onto her, but it didn't affect her. But but she got infected by, or or actually her kids got, or one of her kids got infected, and with it. So after she gave birth to Zumi and Zuku, as they couldn't believe. Of course, Zuko was a perfect person to have this mutation. So, but Inko knows that if Astashi was trying to go, and because if he figures out that he or that she was working with Jet Ray species one, and she had a chemical, or like their DNA landed. So yeah. So she decides to get rid of him. Like basically send him off to, like, put him on the streets. As he learned how to fly, talked like a human. So at age of 4, he knew how to fly and shoot beams out of his eyes. But instead of the red eyes, it was green, or beams. Instead of like red beams, it was green. So basically, yeah, so he flew around, as when he hit age of 15, time scope, during all that time, he trained his body. And I'm also giving him a power of infinity. So basically, he has like warping abilities. So he's learning how to like speak, and he also has self-revival and regeneration, like super or super ultimate fast regeneration. Say that 20 times. So yeah, and so now he's at age of 15, and he does have a quirk called, well, it's like weaker version of the all trying to think. It was a weaker version of let's say of, well, I don't know anything about it. So he has the quirk called Zorber. Or actually not Zorber, the gosh dang it, I sure could. It's the one of the students' quirks. It wasn't in. Okay. It was a weaker version of Ponin's quirk, but Zuko. Plus, it's also weaker than Mountain Lady's one. So, yeah. So, he basically flew around, destroying 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers with his lasers. As he can, like, attract them back into his body. So make him look like more human. And so, or he just says mutation. As he shoots lasers and he destroys 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. When the 0-pointer came, he saw Ochako, whose leg got stuck. As he flew down, grabs her, like, took some debris off, picks her up, flew her all the way to, and he turns his head in, as he, like, used his green sonic lasers, cuts the robot right down, straight down, like clean cut. And he knew what to do, or, yeah. So he basically did that. So he was entered into, or of course, he actually got Class 1A, but he also broke the world record. Because he was, like, he got infinity more times than anyone. So, I'm skipping the ball throw and here's versus villains. And at USJ, he was basically at there. Or he basically, he got only levels things. Or, yeah, so now where is it? So, let me remind you, Zuko, who taught himself over 9 years. 9 years of his own life. He trained his entire body. And for, like, that much, yeah. Oops, sorry. I was just trying to wipe something off my phone. So, yeah. 9 years, there's difference between when he was at 4 years old to 9. So yeah. So he knew what to do. As so now the USJ thing, they arrive, or actually Zuko didn't come with them because he was already at the USJ because 13 asked Zuko, or no, Eraserhead asked Zuko to, because he's already in that area, to just go straight to USJ. As he says, okay. And when he did that, so they were like, he was waiting, and Zumi was in Class 1A, I forgot to mention. And she was like, doing, like, talking, and she does not know that her brother is actually, Zuko Midoriya is her brother. Or Deku. Or Jet Boy was actually Zuko. Because so yeah. Zuko was like, okay. And they keep telling, or they gave him that nick, or that that nickname of, instead of Jet Ray, it's Jet Boy. So yeah. So they were talking about him. And then when they got into USJ, they got ambushed by villains. As Zuko was basically, or of course, got teleported to the, I forget their area. The mountain ones with Momo and Jiro and Human Pikachu. As he, sorry, I had this things. So, yeah. So, he says, well, my powers are light and shoot beams. As he shoots like unlimited times. So he's basically took out all the villains that were in his area. As he flies, he's out, or he flies from the mountain things, and he used his special technique that he learned previously. As he used lasers, like he shot every villain as they were like, they were dropping like flies. As he used time-stopping powers, like he literally flew all the way around, grabs everyone, or all the students, and grabs a teacher and 13, runs them out on the side. As he comes in, as he literally used circle around. He basically like make a tornado at supersonic speeds. Like, literally, he goes faster and faster. As when they were like, as, yeah, it's like that, but on a whole nother level. As he used, it was around the Nomu, shooting him with like lasers, like pew, 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 when he's flying around the circles. That would make me throw up if you really think about it. On it. And yeah. So he shot one in the Nomu's brain. Like cuts it right through, killing the Nomu instant. As he says, huh. As Shiraki-sen says, no fair, no fair. Why? You have to be cheating to take out some Nomu like that before. As Zuko was like, huh, well, you think that your Nomu could handle the pressure of air pressure and the laser shooting at it? I guess not. As Shiraki-sen gets mad, as he says, you little turd, come back here. As he says, ha ha, as he's, you are such an annoying little pest. As Shiraki-sen is upset. So he's using, so Kirigiri was teleporting, or trying to teleport Zuko, or no, Shiraki-sen to where Zuko was at, but he moves too slow. Neener. And yeah. Gotcha now. Time for you to die. Huh. Well, I don't feel like dying today, so as he used his beam lights, as he literally burns Shiraki-sen's hands like, ow! And yeah, he does the same thing to Shiraki-sen, like what he did with the Nomu. As Shiraki-sen's like, ow, 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 boom, boom. As when Zuko came in for a punch, he punched Shiraki-sen so hard that even like blood came out of his mouth as he says, huh. Well, that's not annoying me. As All Might ain't busting and like, I am here. Huh. Good. As he doesn't take his eyes off of the Shiraki-sen because he knows if he turns around, as he flew all the way back to, or he flew all the way to All Might, as he says, can you handle it from here? As he's like, they could tell that he's tired out from, as he took care of they weren't just low tier villains. They were like in the dangerous ones, like super, like ultimate dangerous category. Like they were high end villains. But when Zuko, when All Might saw them, as they look, or he looks at them, they're like, or All Might looks at Zuko and says, "Sheesh, no wonder why you're tired." As they look, as the pro hero shows up, as they see all the like high end villains, like could end the world, all ones got, yeah, they got killed, or not killed, but they got like knocked out by just one student. That was pretty bonkers. Yeah. Zuko says, huh, no. So, as Shiraki-san says, no, you're not. Come back here. As he's trying to disintegrate Zuko, as Zuko uses his beams, shoots both of his, as he uppercuts him, knocking him out. As Kirigiri's like, young man. As, yeah. So Zuko was the instructable, but Kirigiri decides to say, huh. Because All for One asked him to teleport Zuko to him immediately. As he teleported Shiraki-san and Zuko. Like, as he turns over her, and he knows that Shiraki-san, or Kirigiri's right next to him, he destroys the plate, sending shockwaves to him. Sorry about that. I had to go check on my dogs. So, yeah. So Zuko, who, like, after he destroyed the Kirigiri's plate thing that was on back of his neck, as he sees All for One, as All for One looks at him and says, huh, you must be the Project Jet Ray. He's the soldiers that I have been hearing about. And Zuko says, what do you mean? See, you should know that you're a hybrid soldier of the human, or those pro heroes. But you have a lot to learn, kid. I know that you took care of the High Nomu and the most dangerous people in the entire world. As, yeah. But I want to see your power up close and personal. So Zuko had no choice but to fight All for One. But Zuko had no like, he did have battle experience, but so, and Shiraki-sen was already knocked out before. As he says, "Ha." So ready? As Zuko was like, "Alright, I won't, don't go too hard." As All Might was crying that they couldn't believe that someone abducted Zuko the first year thing. As so Zuko and All For One battled. As all the villains from other like or the other like buildings, facilities flowed right in. Zuko took care of them in about 5 seconds. Or 1 second. As he knocks everyone out, but he looks at All For One. Like, he went full speed, slams All For One, like, literally slams right into him, lifts him up into the atmosphere, and used his own heat vision from his tails and his own eyes. So basically, he wasn't holding back. So he was like, well, if I was in my prime, you would have been dead. Well, you aren't, you see. So then his infinity power activated. So he became the one one true jet boy. So his aura spread it around the entire world, makes everyone shook up in fear. Zuko was the ultimate jet ray or jet boy, the hybrid that they never seen before. As he starts hitting All For One all the way through. Basically, All For One got killed. As he had powers of flight, he had powers of everything. So when everyone, it was on the news, so everyone knew. As they couldn't believe that Zuko went all out he went toe to toe with All For One. As everyone couldn't believe that this student, the first year student, is about to taste defeat against. At first they thought, "Oh boy, this kid's dead," and even All Might thought about that. But when Zuko went full ultimate and killed All For One, they were they couldn't believe that All For One is dead. So Zuko was basically, he says to himself that, well, he couldn't hold my oh, I could hold my own against him. As Zuko starts laughing, like, as he. So now, let's go. Of course, he flew all the way back to. He flew all the way where the students were. As he lifts his head up, as he looks at everyone, as they couldn't believe that Zuko Midoriya battled against the number one most wanted villain all for one. As yeah. So the story happens like normally, like sports festival, and then but Zuko doesn't get the internship because as Nezu knew that it was Zuko when as Zuko told him the entire thing about what happened at the USJ thing, as he since got teleported to there, and all for one said to me that he wanted to see my power up close and personal. And All Might was like, he's only interested in quirks, but something about you that's making me feel like something that they were hiding. Who? And let's say it was like some company that was trying to rival against Momo's company thing. And, well, as Zuko says, well, yeah, All Might, you're right about one thing. I am the hybrid of Jet Ray. Or should I say, I'm a Jet Ray soldier. As All Might and Nezu couldn't believe that Zuko was a forged, or actually, Zuko was a hybrid Jet Ray soldier, like basically engineered to fight. Anything there's across his path. He basically as Nezu, or let's say Midnight was there too, and Racerhead. But when they heard that Zuko wasn't human, he was the Jet Ray hybrid soldier, or Jet Ray soldier that got built by that. They were like, at first they were like, okay, for now, let's keep it to ourselves, okay? As Nezu says, when we talk about it, stays in the conversation. As let's say the three pro heroes and Zuko agree. As the three pro heroes walked out and Zuko was the last one, as Nezu, who told him that good job choosing to be a pro hero, not like to kill us all off. Well, I'm not even considering it. I am the most. Huh. So, yeah. And Zuko, have a nice day. Okay? And so, the sports festival happened. Zuko got first place in all three matches. Inches and like internships, he didn't get any because so Nezu says you don't need an internship. You already have one. Hun. So just fly around and you do you, okay? As Nezu says that. Okay. As he flies around, look at where he stops like crying more. And he was like, only people that do know is actually All Might, Razorhead, and the Midnight. And those three people know about his power, or what he is. So yeah. But before, as he wasn't, or they were like, okay, how did you not get any internship? Because, oh, because all the pro heroes know that Zuko can handle stuff by himself, so yeah, he flies around as he says, I'll just like fly around and check on all of you. And they couldn't believe that Zuko has that much power, but he. And before we move on, let me say something real quick. Zuko, this my own version of Zuko. This one, he is the perfect jet race soldier. So he flies around and he detected the bloodlust. He basically went down and grabs Hero Killer Sting. And yeah, Zuko was pretty fast. So as he took the weapons off of him and put handcuffs on him, and like he went right to jail, so he got more popular than anyone. Like he even, because since after the All for One incident or ESJ incident, Zuko, who was or Jet Boy, eh, went super viral. Like they couldn't believe that Zuko was the only person that then as the as Inko knows that Zuko is or Jet Boy is real name is Zuko Midoriya. So when she sees him on the TV, he was his popularity went through the roof, like exploded, and with everyone wanted to get his autograph, and like they were doing like what Momo does. All the girls wanted to like as when Zumi came home, she got sat down by, of course, Sashi and Inko went and told her that, oh, your brother, or you know that, like, Jet Boy that they always talk about? And she says, yeah, what about him? He's one of my classmates. Yes, I know that. But his real name is Zuko Midoriya, your brother. And when Zuko or when Zumi heard that, she said, "Wait, my brother? But how did you?" Or well, the company that I used to work for, uh, was the or I that I used to work for was designing super soldiers to take or to have Jet Ray and his powers. The species one. Yeah, did they all got wiped out? Not all of them, but some of them got wiped out. Some of them are so isolated away from everybody that even handful of people know about their existence. I am one of them. As as the next day when Zuko or when they show up back to class, Inko or no, not Inko. Or let's say Inko walked with Zumi and to school and to see Zuko. Oh, as Zuko was basically like, huh, who are he? Or actually, he says, huh, hey Zumi, what's up? And as, huh, nothing much, but my mom wanted to talk to you about something. Huh, well, okay. As he says, okay. Nee. As when she, or when he says, okay, off the school grounds, so he, or so, Inko went, here, let's find a bit. So Inko tells Zuko that she wants him back. Of course, Asashi knows that Inko wants him back to be her, like, kid. So, yeah. So she asked, and he says, sure. No argument from me. And he, as zooming, or no, Inko knows that he's a alien hybrid of a soldier. So yeah, and the news went around the entire world as she saw him, like how popular he is, as she got more. How will I put this? She got more like she wants. So she like flies Hayes to there, and before Zuko, or like after the thing, so Zuko was flying, and he looked like he got attacked the by someone, but he got like not ambushed, but she who like basically wanted to talk to him, as she tells him that, and I know you're the same breed as us, as Zuko Midoriya, as she's also a telepath, so yeah. So she asks Zuko to go on a date with her, as he says sure. As yeah. So they both went and on a date, and they both got married and had 4 Jet Rays kids, 2 girls, 2 boys. So yeah, and for the like the parts things like the camp arc, the raid arc, and the overhaul arc, and all that other arcs, it just like happens normally, but except for overhaul, or not overhaul, All for One versus All Might, because All for One is dead in this What If. So yeah, Zuko was basically not dating, and then they got married, and so yeah, and they couldn't believe that, as yeah. So now he's a pro hero. And I'm hindered, but that would be, hold on, that would be surprising to you, but to me, it's not, surprisingly enough. Huh? No? Because So now, and plus it's pretty fast. So now, I'm going to do the what if Deku had, not her, what if Deku had her as a girlfriend next. So